Mining giant Fortescue Metals has announced plans to decarbonise its iron ore operations by 2030. Joining me live now is our business reporter Ed Boyd. Ed, this is a pretty ambitious plan.
Look, very ambitious plan here from Fortescue Metals. They are one of the biggest users of diesel in Australia, and they also use a substantial amount of gas. So the plan is to go from that to zero by 2030. You can see here it's going to cost them about 9.2 billion Australian dollars in investments. A lot of that will then go into, there'll be cost savings of about 1.2 billion dollars a year from 2030 onwards, but they'll be saving roughly 700 million litres of diesel each year and 15 million gigajoules of gas each year as well. And all up, that'll be 3 million tonnes of carbon emissions per year that Fortescue will be saving. So it's going to cost a lot of money. Between 2024 and 2028 is when a bulk of the funds are going to be invested. If we go to the next page, you can see the breakdown here of where the money will be, shareholder money will be going. About 5 billion will be going into building renewable energy sources like solar, hydrogen electrolyzers and battery storage plants. And then another big chunk of money at the bottom there will be going towards the green fleet. So green equipment, mining equipment, trains, that sort of thing. And here's another cost breakdown too, and you can see a majority of the cost will be on that diesel, which they use a substantial amount of at the moment. So it's a pretty sky-high announcement here from the executive chairman of Fortescue Metals, Andrew Forrest. I actually spoke to him a little earlier today. This is him talking a bit about the deal.
If we do nothing by 2030, we'll be chomping through 1 billion litres of diesel a year plus gas. You're looking at $1.5 billion in fossil fuel US dollars there, just getting smoked into the environment. You've got nothing to show for it. We take that, we invest it into energy, into equipment, into beautiful facilities which will last for 20, 30, 40 years. And we have eliminated fossil fuel. With a one-off investment of 6.2 billion, we can create savings of 818 million a year. And that's not counting the 3 billion we can also save on the way through the construction of this decade.
So the bulk of this money is going to be spent in between 2024 and 2028. They've already ordered 120 green energy mining trucks, but they are also working on green trains and other sort of mining equipment as well. So there's a lot of work still to be done with this deal. I've got the full interview on Business Now, which we broadcast at 4:30 this afternoon. It's quite a long interview with Andrew Forrest. He's been live in New York presenting this idea earlier today, Kieran.
Look forward to that, Ed. Thank you. And the local share market up sharply today ahead of some movements in global interest rates.
Yeah, the back end of this week, we're going to have a cash rate decision from the Bank of England and also from the US Federal Reserve. They're both pretty important for our stock market, and the expectation is interest rates are going to continue rising in both of those economies. Normally, our market would be falling ahead of a decision like this, but for some reason today it's up sharply due to the energy sector. Coal companies are doing particularly well today. It's pushed the market up more than 1%. It's one of the strongest days the market's had in the last couple of weeks, and it's really thanks to high coal prices, and the outlook for coal going forward is still really strong. So there's some big coal companies on the market today. They're up about 8 to 9%, and that's really lifted the ASX 200 today, Kieran.
Ed, thank you.